While the slides are being retrieved, Mr. Chairman, we call it expert elicitation, not solicitation.
I think experts are also solicited.
So turn the clock on and see if I can do this in 3 minutes. This is a presentation I made earlier this week at the Public Health Agency of Canada. It took me 2 hours. I'm going to do it in 3 minutes. Next slide. So this slide was already shown previously. Next slide, where we saw the experts that were providing guesses of what the best risk estimates were for particulate air pollution. Which one were you again, Arden?
Jay.
Who am I?
I'm Dr. Jay.
I'm Doctor, I don't know. But this is an example of a quantitative expert elicitation, and you discussed...
And Dan, maybe for the sake of this has not been very well explained, actually, what the data are up there. So would you just take a moment to describe for everybody what we're actually looking at?
On the vertical axis, you have the relative risk. So a relative risk of where is 1 is no increase in risk relative to background. And here you would see a central estimate of about 2 for...
Those aren't relative risks. They're not relative. They're percent change.
Sorry, I can't see the slide.
Yes, yeah.
So 2% increase in risk and sort of a 50% uncertainty interval around that, and a 5th to 95% uncertainty interval. So one expert sort of said, I think this is the best guess. I'm half sure that it's in here, and I'm pretty sure 95% that it's in this range. And then all of the other individual experts, you can pool across experts. But the way these numbers get put up on the board is the experts sit around the table. They discuss the data. They discuss each other's data, sources of uncertainty, strengths, weaknesses. You modify your original opinion. At least I modified mine. Arden, you may have stuck with your original opinion, knowing that yours was right and mine was wrong. I don't remember. But this is an example of an expert elicitation that's quite useful. But the one I wanted to show you is in the next slide. We went through a very intensive expert elicitation process for prion diseases, which are a bizarre class of diseases. We don't know how they occur. Mad cow disease is perhaps the best known. What you do is you ask the experts a series of questions to which you know the answers. You calibrate their knowledge, and then you ask them a whole series of questions to which you don't know the answers, and you give the experts who calibrated well more weight than the others. I'm just going to show you 1 or 2 of those questions. Next slide. So these are the experts. We gave them 22 unknown answerable questions, the 22 target questions after they were calibrated. This is the Senate room at the University of Ottawa. Next slide. And here's the first question out of 22 that I could show you. What's the likelihood that we'll encounter another disease like BSE, but it's not BSE? So another zoonotic disease transmissible from animals to humans within the class of transmissible spongiform encephalopathies. BSE is mad cow disease. What's the likelihood there's another mad cow disease lurking out there that we haven't yet discovered? So this slide shows... Go ahead. Here we have 11 international experts. One expert would give his or her best guess. In this case, it's 40% likely that we'll find another such disease. But that individual expert expressed uncertainty going from only 10% likely to 80% likely. And you can see a fair bit of divergence amongst the experts. If you just take a simple average, the red line, the overall average is about 60% likely, and this is averaging taking the maximum of the upper and lower limits. But if you take the weighted average, right up here, 98% with the knowledgeable experts of another TSC. So you may say, a lot of uncertainty here. What sense can I make out of this? Next slide. Qualitatively, I think it's fair to say the experts considered it highly likely that there exist other diseases that may affect humans other than BSE. So that's a clear indication of direction from the experts. What's going to be the headline in the Washington Post? Experts think it's 90% likely that we'll have another disease beside BSE. So we have 22 of these questions. Some of them are more quantitative, more intricate. I just wanted to show you how the process works. And the reason I wanted this airtime, John, is we should think maybe within the California Air Resources Board if this is a possible tool. Get a group of experts together, calibrate them with respect to their knowledge of PM2.5 risk issues, and then ask them a series of questions to which you're not really quite sure what the answers are, where there's some uncertainty, and use this approach as a way of potentially gauging uncertainty. How much time do they take? Okay.